Well, welcome to the NextHome Focus Group. We meet here every other Tuesday at 1 o'clock Eastern Time. I'm Chuck Vosberg, along with my lovely wife, Pat. We are your friends in Florida. And today we've got an awesome speaker. Pat, I don't know how you got her to come and join our little bitty group, but we're so glad to have Kim Rittberg today. She's a media executive, 15 years with Netflix, network television. Her credentials just go on and on and on. Lots of awards. If you were at the Next Home conference, you probably recognize her from the big stage. So I don't want to waste any more time. Kim, thank you so much for joining us today.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me. Happy Tuesday, or whatever day it is. So what we're going to talk a little bit today, I was thinking, well, I'll teach a little bit and then we'll just do some Q&A. Sorry. And do not disturb, guys. What a newbie move. All right. We're going to be talking about how to master video to generate leads while you sleep. Drop in the chat if that's something that you're interested in learning about. You're here, so I assume you are. And I'd love to know in the chat, how many years have you been in real estate? Okay, I'm just dropping that in the chat. Okay, we have 18, 25, 20, 23, 35, 19, 8, great, 5, 4, 24, 14, 11, 25. Awesome. 1, great. So we've got a nice mixture of experience in terms of that. I would love to know, my next question is, have you gotten leads or clients from social media? Okay, great. Good. We got people. Great. No, yes, a mix. Okay. All right. Oh, and I got to move I touched something and now the thing's moved around. Hold on a second. Okay. Sorry, I gotta unscreen share because it got a little weird for a second. Now I'm good. All right. Okay. So for those of you who've gotten leads and clients, awesome. And for those of you who haven't, we're going to get you there. So today, I really, really want you to actually take away something you learned from this. So many people, you go to a seminar, you're like, oh, whatever, you drink your coffee, you leave, you forget all about it. But for those of you who have gotten leads, I want to help you get more leads, right? So I'll show you some examples of what that looks like from agents who are doing that. And then for those of you who haven't gotten a lead, I want to get you closer to doing that because that's really what we're here for, right? All right. So this is just a little bit to say, Chuck had mentioned, my background is that I was a TV producer and executive in media for a long time. When I built my business, I suddenly realized for me to go from what I call anonymous but accomplished to actually building my business, I had to use social media. And I really realized that there were a lot of things that were holding me back that I had to cut through to really lean into social media, but specifically video. And I'll talk a little bit more about that. But I like to say that now I like to teach it because it's really personal to me. When I was working during childbirth in media and I loved my career, but I definitely didn't want to be working during labor. And for me, the reality was if I wanted to create a business and have a life where I had control over my schedule and have a bigger impact, I had to lean into video and social media. Nobody knew who Kim Rittberg was unless I told them. So it became really personal to me in terms of figuring out how do I apply what I know from TV and video for 15 years at Netflix, at Fox, at Inside Edition, at Us Weekly, to then craft a video strategy, a social media strategy for myself and for other business owners. And so now I do a lot of keynotes. Many of you saw me at the conference, and I really love empowering agents because it's you catch what you kill, whatever, we have to be visible, right? Business owners, agents, you have to be visible and you have to stay top of mind. And there has never been a better way to do that more efficiently and cheaper than with social media and video. So that was my personal realization. And that's why I really love teaching that now. So before we even get into video and social media, blah, 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 I want to make clear, because I think until we really understand who we're talking to, it becomes very hard to make the right type of content when we're not really clear on who we're talking to. So our audience on social media and on video could be past clients, could be other agents, developers, referral partners, new clients. Our main goals are to expand our sphere of influence and to rekindle relationships. And some of you might know and might be like, of course, that's obvious, but a lot of times we're really not thinking that, because I have people coming to me and they're like, someone's just gonna like see my video and hire me. It's a little more complicated than that, but these are the people we need to see and remember is on the other side of that phone, of that computer. And whether it's your first year or your 30th year, you have to remember it's not like a gumball machine, like you put in a piece of content, out comes the client. It's like a burner, right? It's like an oven. You put in all of the burners on low. You're continuing, you're making some video, you're getting better each month with more practice. One of those burners is going to be hot. That's a client. Meanwhile, the other burners, some went from low to medium, right? Another one's going to get really hot. So it's really more like a burner in your kitchen, like a stovetop, that is the process of building up those clients. We're going to really raise the temperature on all of those burners. Okay. I want to know, there is no shame. It is just for me to know what you're up to as I guide you. How much have you been on video in the past month? And I mean your face, your voice. I don't just mean like a video of a home. How much video have you made in the past month? I do love I respect Heidi's 0000. So I don't think that's 4,000. I think that's like 000. Okay. 2 times a week. 1 time Nikki, great Mike, Deborah, Crystal 0. NextHome Realty Center, whose name I don't know, but 3 to 4 times. Richard, a lot of Sora. Sora is the AI, I think, right? Quincy 4, Scott 0, Daily, Debbie, Heidi 0, Curtis, Lisa 8, Dawn 2 to 3 times, almost daily. I hate it. No, not at all. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for being honest. All right. If 1 is you hate the camera and you'd rather go to a dentist, and 10 is you want to be on Broadway, drop in the number. Where are you? 1 to 10. How do you feel about video? Okay. 1 is the dentist, 10 is Broadway. Okay, we have a real mix. Okay, we have a real mix. Great. I am going to take basically, if you're at a 0, I'm going to get you to a 3, maybe a 5, maybe a 7 one day. If you're at a 3, we're going to get you a 6. If you're at a 9, let's get you to a 10, okay? There is room for everybody to grow no matter where you're at, right? We all have things that we love. We have things we like less, but I'm going to talk to you about why it's even worth investing your time and energy into this. All right. My next question. Okay. I'm going to a little bit about this. I have a question, and I really want everybody who, especially the people who wrote under 5, if you're a 0, a 1, a 2, how do you feel in a meeting, right? Like you're in a sales meeting, you're meeting someone for coffee, you're pitching a client. You feel comfortable? Do you feel nervous? Do you hate talking to people? Comfortable. Most people feel comfortable. Good, comfortable. Especially for the people who are on the bottom of the comfort on camera. Okay. My first thing about video, I really want you to remember this. There is nothing innate about people being good on camera, minus the broadcasters, TV anchors, actors, celebrities. There's no like special gene that you have or don't have. Getting good on camera is understanding how to transfer your comfort in a sales meeting to the camera. And that's something I do with agents all the time around the country. It is a skill. It is not an innate talent. Okay? Drop me like a thumbs up. If you hear me and you feel me on this. I was going to drop an emoji in there, but there's too much going on my computer. I'm not going to do that. Drop me an emoji if you understand that you can get better on camera. It doesn't matter if you're a 0, a 2, a 5. Good. I see some emojis. Great. I really want you to like thumbs up, give me a heart. You can get better on camera. You might not love it, but if you're like, this is fine, it's okay. It's all right. I'm not going to convince you it's going to be your favorite thing, but maybe you're like, I don't hate this. This is okay. And I want to talk about confidence on camera is really just about bringing that in-person confidence and transferring it to video. And that's a lot of what I do with my agents around the country when I coach them. And I'm going to say this, the reason why, and I want to talk just really quickly about video is hiding from the camera is hiding from clients. So for those of you who said you're never on camera, right? You're not showing your face. It's not that I personally feel you should do video. It's that your clients want it. 90% of buyers want an agent who uses video. 90%, right? And I'm not saying this because I was a TV producer and I like video, but it's because your clients want it. And the agents who are using video are able to stay top of mind, are able to have people remember them, reach out to them, build connections. And also, let's be honest, it's a lot faster to be building those connections on social media than going in person and doing like 100 meetings in person or cold calls. It's also faster. Agents who use video consistently get 400% more inquiries. Businesses using video, 400% more inquiries. So we're going to talk a little bit about like, what does that mean to do that? Okay. I wanted something I wanted to share with you before I moved. Okay. All right. Cool. I wanted to share a little story. So Brienne on the right, actually, she's the next homie. I just remember that. I should have told her to come on this. You know what? It's always like that, guys. You always like forget, right? So Brienne's amazing. So she came to me and she did my video boot camp class. She was really, I'd say out of 10, she probably ranked herself a 2 in terms of confidence on camera. But she was very, very focused. She had motivation to one day build her own brokerage. And she, divorced and was a single mom. And she was like, no, this is important to me. So I'm going to stick to it. She really did not like being on camera and she was very hesitant. But we worked through it. We got her on camera. I'm not saying she got on camera every day. I'm not saying she got on camera even every week. But she started to get on camera with to what I was just talking about. First saying, it's a little hard at first. It's a little, starting something new is a little challenging. Over time saying, this is okay. This is the thing I can do. It's a part of my business goals. In last year, she was able to bring in $3 million in new home sales directly from video. And on the left, we're talking about Jessica. That's Jessica. She's an agent in Houston. Last year, she brought in $5 million in new home sales in video. And she was, I would say she wasn't necessarily not confident on camera. For her, it was more the overthinking. Do I say this? Is this what I should focus on? It was really strategy and implementation. But I think that Brienne and Jessica are good examples of the things that hold agents back in terms of really leveraging video to bring in money. So I'm going to put in the chat, would you like $8 million in new home sales? I'm just going to put that in there. I'm not going to say it's a hype, I can't even think of the word, the question that you know the answer to. Not theoretical, not hypothetical. The question that you don't get an answer to, somebody help me. All right. Okay, Debbie wants it. Chuck and Pat want it. Quincy wants it. Absolutely. Travis wants it. Curtis wants it. Richard. Great. Nikki, Crystal, Andrew, Libby, Steve, Amber, LaTracy, Angie, Wendy. Everybody wants it. Oh, you want 10? Okay, Bruce is going home, not getting on camera for any less than 10 million. It is a trick question. It is a trick question because we all should want that. But the reason why I ask it in that way is because we're held back by these negative thoughts about why not, right? So I want to go through, first of all, I'm going to share with you 2 of the C's that you should be using for video. But before that, so many people are held back because they have those negative thoughts in their head. So the 2 main things that I see holding people back is self-consciousness and fear of judgment. So I want you to drop in the chat the things that are holding you back for people who are not doing a lot of video. What is holding you back? Would you say it's feeling self-conscious? Would you say it is fear of judgment? Or is it time commitment? My spelling is getting a little rough in this chat, but you know what? I feel like you guys are very accepting. Okay, content and just doing it. Content time, self-conscious, fear of looking stupid, not looking like Jennifer Aniston, very self-conscious, time, fear of judgment from other realtors, mostly too critical of myself, mostly getting busy, self-conscious and time. Great. Okay. We really have a mix. Okay, good. Right. Perfection, right? Oh my gosh. Progress is perfection. So I want to talk about this. For everyone out there who's really thinking about, oh, I'm being judged, whether it's other agents or whatever, you have to remember and stay laser focused if you want to grow your business in the way that is the most cost effective most effective way in 2026, 2027, 2028, this is who you're talking to. Yes, other agents are watching, but we're only thinking about them if they can refer you business, right? I don't care if somebody is like a hater, then unfollow them, block them, right? We're really talking about thinking about those clients who want to connect with you. Think about those people who you can help. And honestly, everybody has those negative feelings. Like all I could think about when I first got on camera, I'm like, oh, my eyes move around a lot. My face is very expressive. Like I'm very animated. You know what though? If I didn't start showing up on camera, I wouldn't be teaching you. I wouldn't be doing keynotes. I wouldn't have a thriving coaching business. And so you have to think about how those negative thoughts are actually holding you back in a personal, professional growth, but also financially, right? It's actually holding you back from making more money. Oh my God, Kim cracking me up. Not a good hair day. So I will say everybody has those hangups. I'm sure there's a range of things that we can go on camera between wearing our sweatpants and feeling like we need to be on a red carpet. Show up as you. However you're showing up to meetings with people in person, that's how you should show up on camera. Okay. And I'm going to teach for about 10 more minutes and then we'll do some Q&A. Okay. Angie, I love that. So Angie wrote, no one ever said anything negative to me in the comments. I've probably, over the last 5 years, 6 years, I've had my business for about 6 years, I've probably gotten 3 negative comments. I was like, that is a sad, sad person. Good for you. Like, who cares? Like, that person doesn't have their own business. That person isn't brave. That person isn't putting themselves out there. That person is a troll who like lives in someone's basement. It's like, forget. But they're not. We think we go to the worst case scenario that everyone's going to think we're silly and think we're to this, to that, to whatever. I know what you all say because I ask people after my keynotes, what's really holding you back? And everyone's like, I'm too big, I'm too small, I'm too old, I'm too this. Like I hear it all. And I just want to say, you're not too old, you're not too big, you're not too small, you're not too inexperienced. Like you're good. Exactly as you show up in your sales meetings, exactly as you show up to the grocery store, you're good. And that's all that the video camera is about. It's about figuring out how to transfer who you actually are in real life to the camera. That takes a little bit of work, but that's just skills that you can learn, that we're already working on, right? That I can teach you. Okay, now I'm going to go forward. Haters are algorithm boost. Yes, that is also true. Okay, we're going to move forward. Okay. So I want to teach 2 C's about what we're going to show up with. So the first one was confidence, right? So we just talked about that. I don't even think oh my God, my thing is sticky. Okay. So the first C that we just talked about, like you have to just break through those negative thoughts and you have to start getting on camera. Here's something that we can start talking about is credibility. What I want you to start thinking about once you're feeling more confident getting on camera is boosting your credibility, having people come in and look at Quincy, at Cody, at Angie, at Richard and saying, this person knows what they're talking about. I think they could help me, right? That's what you're in the business of doing, helping people. So going up, so credibility doesn't mean, oh, I got featured in the Wall Street Journal. Credibility means you saved someone money or you earned someone more money on their sale or you helped somebody with a really hard relocation. You made it less stress. So showcasing your wins, okay? So credibility, showcasing wins, okay? That can also be testimonials, right? You can have people share people's stories, share their wins. If you're ranked in your area, if you've sold a certain amount of money, right? However many millions of dollars you've sold, those are all ways to have people help you, have people trust you. This is an example. I take him specifically because he's the other end of someone not feeling confident on camera. But Randy is an agent in New York City who I worked with. He already had 300,000 followers. He was already doing really well, but he wasn't sure it's converting to clients. So we worked together one-on-one. And because we leaned into a credibility focused strategy, he landed $1 million home from one YouTube video that we did. And he able to build up a huge referral business because we were focused on a credibility based strategy. Right? Making people see him, not just as an influencer, but as a person who's really knowledgeable about his area, which is New York City. Okay. And then the other C is connection. Part of what we're trying to build through video is that connection. So somebody who worked with you years ago, your neighbor, your cousin's friend, your dog walker's cousin, whoever's going to bring you business, seeing you, being reminded of you, liking you, remembering that they like you. So building that connection. What does that mean? That means showing up on camera, telling people about what you're doing in your day, telling them about your business, taking them more into your life. People always ask me, oh, well, like, what should I talk about? It doesn't need to be TMI, too much information. You don't need to take them with you to the doctor, but you can take them with you on a walk with your dog in your neighborhood, talk a little bit about real estate. If you have kids, you're running to the soccer field, you can tell the camera, I'm going to my soccer game. We're about to close on this house for this client. Bring people into your life more. You will be shocked that they actually do really want to hear more from you. Okay, we talked about this. Okay. I'm going to pause. The overall thought is that as you lean into video, you can start turning your content into cash. The whole idea is turning this little beauty into a moneymaker. Video, it doesn't cost anything to make money, to make videos on your phone. It doesn't cost anything. And you can reach hundreds, tens, hundreds, thousands of people. So of course you have to learn how to do that. You have to say, I'm going to invest my time. I'm going to invest my money. I'm going to learn how to do this. But the very first thing is you have to say, I'm going to do something. So, okay, I want everyone here to say in the chat, I am going to show up on camera one time this month, this week, because it's Tuesday, guys. I'm giving you a little time. Amazing. And I can't remember where we are right now, which of you said you have not showed up, but if you haven't showed up, this is going to be your time to show up. And we could talk a little about what you're going to post, all that. I'm going to put in my social handles. I want everyone to connect with me. I think now, Chuck and Pat, we could do a little bit of Q&A. I wanted to do a little bit of
Great.
Yeah. But then if, by the way, if you're on Facebook, you can follow me on Facebook. I'll put my Facebook in there as well. Is everybody on Instagram? Because I'm probably most active. Great. And so now is time. You could just drop in your questions. Chuck and Pat could be our late night talk show hosts, and I'll be like the amazing celebrity giving my. But you drop in your questions here.
Okay, Wendy has a good one. Can you talk about long form versus short form,
Yeah.
and the best places to share each?
Great question. Sorry. So tell me who said that. I'm looking in the chat.
Oh, that was Wendy Ferguson.
Okay, Wendy, give me a little wave. There's so many little faces.
She's down at the bottom.
She's not on my bottom. She's in my second row.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Awesome. So long form versus short form. And by the way, I'm going to say this with love because I truly love what I do and I truly love helping agents make more money. Anyone who has not made one video this month, I don't want you to ask me technical questions because I have people come to me and they say, what microphone should I buy? What light should I buy? And I go to their page and they haven't made one video. And so we talked a little bit about the self-limiting beliefs about showing up on video. Some of you said you feel self-conscious. Other people are worried about how much time it's going to take. I'm not going to tell you what technology to buy unless you've made 5, 10, 15, 20 videos. Chuck and Pat said they're on every day. Then maybe I'll advise them. But the reason why I'm being so tough about that is you don't need more tech. Like you don't need to understand the platforms better. You need to show up on whatever you're on because your clients are there. Your contacts are there. So I'm being honest because I really do care about people. I've realized over the years, people would be like, what should I buy? And I would advise them. And then I'm like, why is this person asking me about a light? You don't need a light. You need to start showing up on camera. So anyway, okay, I'm going to start with that. But I am going to add that I like this question. So I'm going to ask it widely, but I am going to say, I don't want to advise on technical equipment for people. If you're not actually like making a bunch of video, it doesn't make sense. And the best way to start out is using your phone. And if you do want to buy something, a little tripod with a light, with a ring light. So I'll show you what that looks like. Boop, that. It costs under $30 on Amazon. Everyone has $30. So stuff like that. And then remember, message me on social media. Say hello. If you're not on Instagram, I'll drop my Facebook there, but follow me on social media. I am at kimrittberg.com. I'm going to answer the questions now, but I did want to start. Okay. Wendy's going to ask about long form for short form. So short form is by far, like it's very, very popular. It gets consumed a lot. 30 seconds, 1 minute, that type of content, right? Sharing what you're doing at work, sharing a little bit about your life, stuff like that. Long form, is more, we're talking about YouTube, right? It's like 5 minutes long, 10 minutes long. That can be beneficial when you're showing around your neighborhood. You're taking people around your neighborhood. You're kind of positioning yourself as the expert, right? The neighborhood expert. When we talked earlier about credibility comes also from being the expert in your area, right? Some of you from in Hawaii and Arkansas, if you make people believe that you are the expert of your neighborhood, they're going to trust you. So YouTube is for long form, and that has a very good search functionality. because YouTube and Google, right, are like cousins or sisters, brothers, whatever. Um, you can get found, right? So if you're making content on YouTube, that's where people are searching, right? So let's say they're searching for, I'm trying to see what city people mentioned, whatever. But let's say they're searching for Miami, Florida, so a certain neighborhood there. They might find you, right? And so if you start to optimize, that's what YouTube's good for. Cool. Next question. Chuck, do you want to pass me the next question?
Yes. Scott Jones asks, how often would you recommend posting videos a week, and how much is too much?
I'm going to ask Scott Jones how many videos you're posting a week right now, or how much content are you posting each week? Zero. Okay.
0.
So I think the idea, again, the same idea is if you're making nothing, make your goal be one a week. If you're already being consistent and you're trying to optimize, then really come up with a strategy. But again, if you're making zero, aim for one a week, aim for two a week. But I think the most important thing is having a strategy, but implementing it. So if I tell you you should post X amount of times a week, but you're having a hard time keeping up with one or two, you're not going to keep up with it. It's more important that you do something consistently rather than you aim for this perfect schedule that you can't keep up with. So if you're doing zero, let's go for 1 to 2 times a week. If you're being consistent, I would say like 3 times a week, 4 times a week. That's great. If you have a content machine or a social media manager doing it for you, go for more. It's really about what can you keep up with. That's a realistic thing.
All right. You ready for the next one?
Yes.
Heidi Powell wants to know, what's the best way to coordinate the postings? Or should I just start with one platform?
I'm going to ask you in the chat, what are you doing now? Because I think that I give general advice and I give advice to one specific person. So if you're on one platform and you're feeling good about it and you're really in the groove of it, you could add on another platform. If you're struggling to even post to one platform, I'm not going to tell you to add on a second because I think that that's not realistic unless you hire someone to help you. So again, I think it's really about coming up with a plan that you can actually execute, right? Coming up with something that you can actually do consistently.
Wow, good answer. I accidentally skipped over Quincy Clayton's question. His is interesting. I'd like to use video in my seller auto campaigns. Would love some ideas that really grab attention of a seller.
I would need a lot more. So every one of you has your own audience, client base, who you're selling to, how much you're selling to. So I would say it's kind of hard to just say like what's the best video to make for a selling campaign, but I would say who are you selling to? What are they interested in? What other content has performed well, right? What do your clients always ask you? That's a great way to start. So I would say to you, tell me who said that again. I just in the chat.
Quincy.
That
Okay.
was Quincy Clayton.
I would say, Quincy, who are your clients and what do they ask you a lot? What are their biggest struggles or pain points? That's a good piece of content to catch their eye, right? So if someone's coming to ask you always a certain question, that's a good piece of content to do. You also can look back to social media content, or if you have a newsletter or email, anything like that. What have people responded to, right? What's gotten really high open rates for email? What are people responding to and asking you questions about? Use your ideal client as material and data and ideas for moving forward. So like there's a program I run called Video Boot Camp. And the very first thing, and the reason why I feel like sometimes I'm being cagey, but before we would ever even make a piece of content, the very first thing we do in Video Boot Camp is I sit down with every single person and we go through who are you? Who are you selling to? What makes you unique? What do your clients love about you? And that's where we start with the content. So Quincy's plan and Quincy's brand, personal brand, professional brand, whatever, is going to be different than Patricia's or Dawn's or Libby's or Steve's because you're not just because you're from different cities, but you're actually a whole different person serving a whole different client. And your clients are probably asking you totally different things, right? So I live in Brooklyn, New York. So people here are asking totally different questions than my other Kim, right? Than Lisa, than Heidi. So that's the first thing is really understanding who you are, what makes you unique, what your clients love about you, but also who exactly you're serving to. And it's not like anyone buying a home, it's more than that. So it's really about figuring out what do they need to know and then coming up with creative ideas to answer those questions.
Awesome. Richard Yepes asks, What's the biggest mistake professionals make when creating video content? And what's the one thing they should do instead if they want results?
The biggest mistake agents are making is not showing up on video.
Ooh.
They should do instead show up on video.
Oh, snap.
No, but I'm being honest. I feel so passionately about it because my agents who are showing up on video, I showed you three examples already. I think it was like $14 million in home sales just from those three people like last year, right? In total, all three of them. I have so many more people. And they're all growing so much faster. They're making so much more money. I have one client who's getting 1 to 2 referrals every single week from social media. So when people are saying what's the biggest mistake, I'm like, they're all showing up on video because the biggest thing is that little filtered headshot and 3 lines of text that maybe AI helped you write. It doesn't really help people get to know you better. It doesn't really remind them of what they like about you. Like people work with you because they like you and they trust you. So that's the biggest thing is people really not showing up on camera at all or enough. So doing it a little bit and being like, actually, I'm kind of getting good at this and falling off and then trying again, really starting to show up on camera. And then the strategy and the execution. So I think it's the confidence on camera is like the biggest rock to get up the hill. Like I work with agents on that for a while. Some people, it takes, a little bit of practice, a couple of weeks. Some people it takes a couple months. Then it's build the strategy and execute.
Right. Steve Battis wants to know, where can I find a good editor?
I'm gonna ask everyone, Steve, how much video are you making?
I've got probably a couple hundred videos up on YouTube right now, and 1,700 about 1,700 followers or subscribers, and I've kind of stopped because every editor I come across is like, I'm like fighting them more than um, you know, like I've been going to like Fiverr and like finding people there, and then I had to have another company that I'm working with right now that they offer, part of their services is video editing, and it's not good, So, and I was doing a lot of it myself, but takes a long time, because I'm focusing on other things as well. So it pretty much would take me a whole day to edit a video. So I'm looking for somewhere like where would you recommend finding somebody that's like solid that, because I have like if you look at my videos, there's some that are like really good, but I was paying like 3,000 a month to have them edited. And then, so I need something more consistent.
I mean, you're doing the right things. Sometimes it's just about finding the right fit. So like, people will use freelancer.com, Upwork, recommendations from other people in your area. Some of my agents have referred a good social media manager or an editor to other people. I'm going to drop also, I have a calendar link if you want to hop on a call for anybody here who's like really actually serious about wanting to do video in 2026. I'm going to drop a link to do a free chat, a free brainstorm. So Steve, if you want to jump on that, we can hop on a call there, and that's open to anyone. As I mentioned before, I do a lot of coaching, and one of my programs called Video Bootcamp. And that's a program where agents around the country, we do a live coaching program across 7 weeks. And so we do confidence on camera, strategy and execution, and it's everything. It's like literally everything that I know. And that's what all the people that you've seen today that I referenced as case studies, they've all come through Video Bootcamp. So anyway, if you do want to brainstorm and come up with a strategy, there's a 15-minute call link I put in there. So Steve, I think, but you're on the right path. I mean, it's about finding the right person at the right price, asking for referrals from other agents as well.
Yep.
Very nice. Wendy Ferguson has a question. Does faceless video count, such as a tour in a town or of a house rather?
I love you. There's a woman after my own heart. Does it count? Does it count? Does it count for me, right? Do I count it? I think the truth is everything counts. You really want to stay top of mind for people. So I think everything counts. I really think it's like anything else. It is a skill that if you can build, it's the rising tide lifts all boats. If you can build up a little bit of confidence to be on camera, even if you do it sometimes and you're not doing it all the time, it is an amazing thing that makes you very competitive. Not everybody's doing it. People think, oh, everyone's doing video. Are they? Look at your top 10 competitors in your market. Are they doing videos all the time? They're not. I promise you they're not, because I work with so many agents and I say, who are people in your area? And they're not. So Wendy, yes, everything counts. I think it's great. I think if you can start by even using your voice, that's powerful. I recommend, like, one of the things I recommend to people, and I have, Wendy, send me an email. I have a link for an article and ideas that I can send you. I have a blog post. Remind me, just send me a note. I'll put in my email. It's an article about how to do faceless videos. I think faceless videos can be amazing, especially as an on-ramp to building up your confidence. But yeah, even just using your voice to talk to the camera, just building up that confidence, the strength of voice, both the actual mental strength, but also the actual voice. I should have made Wendy on mute, right?
So Debbie Griggs says that she's posting daily short AI videos, and I have seen her AI videos. And what's your take on that? I'm very curious about that, Kim.
So I will need to see what type of AI video. Sorry. So who is it? And can you unmute?
It's Debbie Grigg.
Okay, Debbie, tell me a little bit about these AI videos.
Well, they're short, 10 seconds, maybe 30 seconds max. And it's about the market, about the cities I service. It can be just a little bit, it's all real estate related, of course. And every now and then I'll throw the dog in the loop and give him something to laugh about. But it's just being in front and being out there because nobody else in my area is doing it. And ironically, I get phone calls and text messages from all these NextHome agents asking me, how'd you do that? That's so cool. I want to do it.
So I haven't seen these videos, so it's hard for me to comment on that. I think, and I did a whole how to use AI, and I actually have a free download on videos and how to use AI for your content. So if you want that, just shoot me a note and I'll send you my free download. It's 10 ideas to make great, 5 ideas every agent should make, 5 videos every agent should make, and how to use AI for real estate. So if you want that, just shoot me a note on social media and I'll send you that free download. I think for AI, the biggest thing I would say for AI is use AI, artificial intelligence, to highlight your human intelligence. So I don't have a problem with AI. It's making us faster, more efficient. We can make more content. Just make sure that in the end, is it helping Debbie Griggs' business? Are people seeing Debbie as the expert? Are people falling back in love with Debbie and saying, I really want to work with you? It's that piece. So I'll give you an example. I had an agent, I got on a call with him. He and I met through, agents, and he's like, oh, I've been making some AI content. That one has, 30,000 views. And I looked at it and I said, that is an AI video. I can tell it's an AI video. So it had him, an avatar of him, but very robotic sounding, and took out a lot of his energy in his voice. That, I would argue, does not help his business, because it's actually, we talked about connection and credibility are like the 2 main things, right? We really want to build that connection to people. So you're not connecting with people, you sound like a robot. So I think it's really about just thinking, overall, you want to teach people. Wonderful. I love that. If nobody's doing those neighborhoods, amazing, Debbie, keep doing it. Just make sure you're using AI with that thought of like, is this helping people build connection with Debbie? Are they seeing me as the expert? Is it helping build that trust? So I love AI. I use AI a lot for stuff. I personally don't do the avatar videos yet. I haven't really dug in because I will only use it when I really feel like it's as good as Kim Rittberg. Like, people work with me because they know I'm knowledgeable, but because I care and I'm going to really help them. I'm going to make them successful. I don't want some robot pretending to be me, and that's what people think I am. I'm not that. So I think it's just step back. Is AI, is artificial intelligence helping to highlight your human intelligence? That's the big question to ask.
Ooh, that's the quote of the day. Heidi Powell wants to know something. Do you have any tricks for keeping it brief? Heidi says she tends to ramble and wants to keep the attention without being too much in detail.
I love that question. Actually, that is a good use for AI, speaking of. That's one of the things I have in my free download. So if you want to send me a note, I will send that. I think the idea to not ramble is using AI to have it give you a script based off of what you say. So one thing I've done with my agent, Nancy, she's in Michigan, we had her tell me a story about a client win, and I had her talk it out into AI and then give it instructions on how to rewrite it to be a video script with a clear point. So Heidi, as we're talking about AI, I think that's like an amazing use for AI because it really does help. It helps create content that highlights you and how much you helped your clients and all of that stuff. So yes, so that's probably that's a really, really great way to use it, I think.
Okay, I've got one for you if you don't mind. And can you tell us a little bit about that video boot camp that you mentioned?
Sure.
I'm interested in knowing a little bit more about that.
Sure. So Video Bootcamp, I only offer it twice a year. The next one is going to start in February. And it really takes us, actually, I can screen share. I'll pull it up. Boop, boop, boop. The things that it takes you through all the main tenets of really leveraging video. So we touched a little bit on it here. I'm just going to screen share for a sec so I don't forget. Crafting your brand. So, someone, Quincy was asking, really highlighting who you are and what makes you special. We do the work together. So this is not like me blabbering on and you falling asleep, as we do the work together. We get confident on camera, we actually get on camera each time. And then we talk about the secrets of great video so you can understand what makes a video good versus not that good. So several of you have asked, is this a good video? Should I do stuff like that? We really hone down like what would be a good video, and then I give you feedback on what you can be doing. I show you how with very simple camera and lighting to do a really easy, great setup. And then we teach you how to brainstorm ideas, and we teach that with AI and our actual brains. So we really dig in. I love doing a brainstorm, and this is very interactive. So when we sit down and we come up with ideas, I help you come up with the ideas together. Then we write scripts together. And then by the end of the class, like this is kind of in order, we work on the content calendar and how to get engagement, meaning you're making these great content. How do we make sure people see it, right? How do we make sure people actually see this amazing content you're doing? And then I give you templates, downloads, and how-to videos. So it's not just teaching you, oh, you should do this, but I give you the templates to do it. Both visual templates, but also like documents and script documents and stuff. And then there's a whole video curriculum that I have how-to videos with screen shares and stuff actually showing you how to do things. But this is an incredible course. It's like my signature coaching program, and the agents that really are bringing in a lot of money through video have all done this. They've all done this, and it's been crucial to their success. So you can, watch the testimonials. And if you're interested in that, I'll drop my meeting link again. It's in the chat, but we keep having so many great questions that I'll drop it back at the bottom. So if you're interested in connecting on a quick call, I could tell you more about it. And as we've been saying, video is not going anywhere. And the sooner you can do video, the better. Like, I don't want people to go have, a croissant, a cup of coffee, and you're like, no, that was fun. I want you to actually like take something today and move forward with it. And if you really do want to make video and actually leverage it to grow your business, we should definitely hop on a call and we can see if Video Bootcamp is a fit for you.
Oh my God, we need that. Thanks for explaining that.
So one thing I noticed today, we do all sorts of videos, but I saw your video from earlier today where you talked about you did some shadow boxes with your children. And so I feel like we all struggle with, what am I going to post? What am I going to say? And it had nothing to do with real estate or your coaching or anything. It was just about you. And I really loved when you talked about that earlier, about people really getting to know you and who you are. So now we know you live in Brooklyn. Well, we knew that already, and then you have children, and that, you do arts and crafts with them, and that, you're more than just Kim Rittberg, specialist in helping people with coaching and things like that. And I think that's a really important part of learning how to do videos with you.
Well, thank you for saying that. I love that point. So I want to start with, when I first started making videos, I was like, who cares about my life? Everybody feels that way, right? Who cares about my life? Who cares about Kim, what you did on the weekend? But what I've realized over time, by the way, even though I was already like a professional TV producer and video maker, I still was like self-conscious and also like, who cares about my life? Nobody wants to. But over time, I've realized that A, there's the professional component, right? But B, there's the personal component. So in Video Bootcamp, when we first start out and we really lock in about who you are, actually, we'll take some parts of your personal life and make that part of your professional strategy. So it seems a little counterintuitive, like, why would I put my personal stuff into my professional posting? But people are interested in that. Pat messaged me being like, I love how you're so natural and you kind of just tell people about your life. And I think it's a good reminder to people that, like, we all feel like at first, oh, who cares about my life? Who cares what I'm doing? But people watching you are curious, right? And it can become a part of the strategy. So to Pat's point, when I built the strategy for myself, I actually, a part of my social media strategy is that whole thing. And by the way, if you do have to run, no problem. Make sure to message me, friend me on Instagram or Facebook. You can find me on Facebook too. And I'll give you that free download. So just shoot me a little note. And then if you want to hop on a call about Video Bootcamp, the link is right there. But make sure to connect with me on Facebook or Instagram or wherever. So a part of the plan that I build for my agents as we go into Video Bootcamp is saying, what does Pat do on the weekends? What does Pat love besides real estate? What is Dawn interested in besides selling homes? People actually want to build that connection with you that's outside of homes. Whether that person buys a home from you or refers you or not, maybe whether they buy from you, maybe they're going to refer you. Maybe they're just going to be someone who comments on you, but you're kind of building your network and you're building engagement and you're just building yourself up that people can feel like they know you and that they like you. And so for me, a part of it is I have 2 kids. I built this business because I no longer wanted to work during childbirth. And so that is my motivation of why I started the business. Now it's shifted. Now I truly love like helping so many people. Like I really do love this part of it. But that's a part of my true life. Like I have, my kids are 10 and they're 8. And I don't always show them, I only show them if they say it's okay. But I do talk about being a working mom, and that's a part of my social media strategy. And so, that's one of the things that is important is we'll build that together, is say, what part of Kim, what part of Steve, what part of Wendy, what part of Angie are we going to bring in to their social media strategy that can help people feel connected to you? Because when they're connected to you, that's when they're going to buy from you. So right after I talk about my kids, my son breaking his arm, and we made arts and crafts, which I love. I'm like very into art. I'll go back to talking about video. And, but it is important to say, like, there are certain parts of your life that we should bring in because that will activate a different part of your network in a different way. But I love that
I'm
question.
sorry he broke his arm too.
Thank you. I am sorry he
Poor
broke his
thing.
hand. He broke his hand on my birthday, but it wasn't about my birthday. I was like, I don't want to feel bad for my son on my birthday, But he's gonna heal fine, That's what happens when you're a kid.
So, may I break your equipment question rule just for one thing?
I don't know. Raise your hand if you've been on camera more than once this month. Okay, I got 5. Okay, 6. Okay, 6 people raise their hands.
It's an easy one.
By the way, whoever is on camera, get on camera. I'm going to take a picture of us. Everyone on camera. If you show your face, you'll get on my main screen. If you don't show your face, you're going to get on the second screen. You won't even be on this. I'm very tough. Tough rules.
It has to do with you held up a ring light.
I did hold up a ring light.
If that's one that you would recommend, would you mind telling us the name of it?
Okay, wait, hold on. We're going to take a picture. Hold on.
Oh.
I can't move people. Okay, I can unpin. I'm pinning people who are on camera. So David's getting pinned, Heidi's getting pinned, Deborah's getting pinned. Hold on. I'm unpinning Fathoms and people who aren't showing up on camera. Okay, they get demoted on my picture. David and Heidi and Deborah and Scott. Uh-oh, what's happening? Why can't they get promoted? I'm trying to promote them. Okay, I'm going to take 2. Okay, first we're going to smile and we're all going to wave. And now we're gonna get the second screen because I'm gonna merge you guys. All right, I'm rewarding you, but I don't know why I can't move your faces to the first frame. But now I see Josh and Mike and Morgan. They're real live humans. They're not AI bots. They're real people. Smile, wave. Okay, all right, we're good. By the way, before I did that question, Chuck and Pat, I often on my seminars. We do it in real time. Should I force everyone to get on camera with me? That's something I normally do. Should we force everyone to get on camera? I can stay on for another few minutes if you want. But I'm going to I want everyone connecting with me on Instagram. I'm also on Facebook. I didn't put my Facebook in there, but connect with me, say hi. I will give you my free download. So I will message back with you. I'll give you my free downloads about video. And if you did want to connect with me, do some strategy, make a little plan for 2026. That's just me pasting the same thing twice.
Save it for us.
Why? I know my copy and paste is not working right now for some reason. That's okay. Okay. And then if you want the question about equipment, I will give it if you want. Is there any other question before the equipment question?
Oh, there it
But I
is.
did want to say I'm proud of everybody. You're all doing great. Everyone who said that they looked this, that, or the other, you all look great. This is an awesome Zoom. You're doing great. I'm proud of you.
Oh.
Well, I know you said your video boot camp starts in February. What date
Yep.
in February?
I have to check. I think it's like mid-February.
Okay.
But anyone interested, we should hop on a call. We already have some awesome agents already in. They already have a little early bird signups. I think we start mid-February. So
So just get on your Calendly with you.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Okay, we'll do
Get
that.
on a
We'll do that.
calendar. Yeah, we'll get on a calendar to do that.
Perfect.
I think that'd be great. And then in terms of equipment, honestly, the only thing you really need is your phone. If you're starting to make more, I recommend a mini tripod so that you can be hands-free. You can move back, you can move closer, and you want a beautiful little ring light because you see how I'm evenly lit, like there's light on my whole face. That's because I have a ring light. My ring light is a little big, but you see, that's what my ring light is. So
Nice.
yeah, but I just keep it in my office and I press on when I go. I never set up. It's just there.
So the one you showed us, the ring light you showed us, what is the make of that one?
Honestly, I would just go into Amazon and
Okay.
look for a desktop. But if you message me on social media, I can send it to you. But it's like a desktop ring light. So depends on which space you have. Make it
Great.
fit your own office. I have floor space, so I put it on my floor. But if you don't, then I would do it differently.
Well, Kim Rittberg, thank you so much. This has been incredibly awesome. I kind of judge these by how many notes I take, and I've got a bunch of notes here. So we can't thank you enough for joining us today on the NextHome Focus Group. We meet here every other Tuesday at 1 o'clock Eastern Time. For those of you who are here, if you're not getting emails from me about the NextHome Focus Group, please put your name and email address in the comments or in the chat rather, and I will make sure that you get added to the list. So thank you so much.
Of course, and let's connect on social media. And I see I have a couple of meetings with you guys, which is great. I'm really excited to connect with you guys because you truly have to invest in yourself to get to the next level. It pays off. Agents were not the point I was going to make earlier, Chuck, and Pat, it was when you were asking it. We are not selling widgets. We are selling relationships and homes. So building that connection, like you have to understand how to build that connection through social media because it really will amazingly impact your business and it's worth it to invest the time and energy.
No, we have some people still putting their emails in there.
That's
Okay,
that's
I'm gonna
good.
take
Thank
a
you
look
for
at that.
providing those to
Okay,
us.
great.
That
I'm
way we
gonna
can
take a-
keep you informed.
Okay, awesome. And I'll send you guys an email as well because I'll send you the downloads I had mentioned earlier.
Very
I'll
good.
send
You're,
that
you're
download
so
later.
kind.
Yeah, it was great. You guys were an awesome group. Thanks for your really amazing questions and for being game to showing up on camera. Put that video that you filmed just now on social media and you can write, excited to be learning more about video, ready to embrace video in 2026. Don't overthink it. Just put it out and that's a video. That'll count. That will count.